Part 1. Across San Francisco to a Toxic Tour of Treasure Island, Sunday, May 4, 2025. I'm talking to the driver. What time is it right now? 11:05 on Sunday, May 4th, 2025, and we're going out to Treasure Island. There are 3 entities on Treasure Island. One is the Navy. One is an organization called TIDA, the Treasure Island Development Authority that runs the island. And the third is Jon Stewart, the Jon Stewart Company that has housing on Treasure Island. These 3 entities stand to gain financially from this redevelopment. And they've had a relationship for the entire time I've been working on Treasure Island and before. They work together on stuff. TIDA is particularly egregious. They are the Treasure Island Development Authority. They run Treasure Island. And by the way, Treasure Island is run on a white supremacist model. It's extremely racist there. They make a token effort to look like they're not, but they absolutely are. Okay, so TIDA is an agency, not a department, of the City and County of San Francisco. It is tied into the City and County of San Francisco. It is part of the city infrastructure. So that every time TIDA has a meeting, they have to show that on CCTV in City Hall. Every time the TIDA board, the board for TIDA has a meeting, because they're part of the City and County of San Francisco, they have to video those meetings, and they're all online. They also have to make them public to the citizens of the City and County of San Francisco. There is a board for TIDA, and all the board members are mayoral appointees. All of them have to be appointed by the mayor. And TIDA is one of the developers of Treasure Island, along with Lennar, these private developers, and Kenwood Investments, which is a private developer. So the City and County of San Francisco is redeveloping Treasure Island.
In what way would you say City and County of San Francisco is a developer?
It's both a government agency and they are a developer of Treasure Island. This fact is implicit in its name. The City and County of San Francisco agency that administers and runs Treasure Island day to day is called TIDA, T-I-D-A, the Treasure Island Development Authority. What is a real estate developer from Wikipedia? Real estate development or property development is a business process encompassing activities that range from the renovation and re-lease of existing buildings to the purchase of raw land and the sale of developed land or parcels to others. Real estate developers are the people and companies who coordinate all of these activities, converting ideas from paper to real property. The Treasure Island Development Authority, TIDA, is an agency of the City and County of San Francisco that simultaneously administers and conducts the development of Treasure Island. TIDA acts through the Treasure Island Development Corporation, TIDC, a joint venture of Lennar, Meany Sullivan, Stockbridge Real Estate Funds, and Kenwood Investments, formed to develop the project. In essence, the City and County of San Francisco acts as a developer of Treasure Island.
How do they profit?
The city, there are some individuals, both. And as time goes on, I'll show you who the perpetrators are, and I hope you keep an interest in this because this is one of the most deep dish corruption pieces of the City and County of San Francisco. This is how it differs from Hunters Point. There is major corruption going on here. Now, the involvement of the Navy lifts it up to the federal level.
How many years has it been a corrupt thing that the City and County of San Francisco?
Ever since the Navy decommissioned it in 1997, and Willie Brown jumped on that. First he wanted to have a casino out there, and then he jumped on it, and they decided to redevelop it right away. And these buildings out there, there's going to be a massive amount of money that they're going to make out of this redevelopment. Jon Stewart is umbilically connected to these three. Remember, there are three entities: the Navy, TIDA, and Jon Stewart. Stopping? Hi!
That's my house over there on the left. It's faded orange.
Got it. We became engaged in a conversation covering recent political events. People call Apple for help, and I know a lot of them are fit to be tied, and they don't know how to work their computer. And so Apple now has a message. These people are here to help you. Please treat them with kindness.
I'm seeing more and more of that message. Organizations are having to caution people to be nice to the employees at any given place.
I think that's Trump's fault.
It's also on Muni. Like, I see that same sign when I get on a bus.
I think that's Trump. Trump is making everybody nervous, and so they're rude to each other.
Yeah, I think there's a general increase in tension and stress in our society and impatience.
And we live on a sick planet. We're sick people on a sick planet.
What is the acronym?
GGIE.
Stands for the Golden Gate International Exposition.
Oh.
Treasure Island was built from 1936 to 1937. The original purpose of Treasure Island was to host the 1939-1940 Golden Gate International Exposition. The island is a fake island, and it was built by the Army Corps of Engineers. It was built to be a World's Fair because San Francisco had just built the Bay Bridge and the Golden Gate Bridge, and they were coming back from the earthquake. And the worry that they were going to get a bad profile across the world. So they built this fake island and they put a World's Fair on it. That was the beginning of the Second World War. The Navy looked at that island and they said, perfect.
Yeah.
It's right on the coast. We can have that as a base. And so they set that up as a base.
So I have another question. The Navy took over some primo real estate from San Francisco, particularly in the city that's so hungry for real estate, with it being on our peninsula. And so I can see why they're so eager to get it back, but it's been poisoned.
Yeah, it's been poisoned. And the city is hammer and tongs trying to hide that fact.
Yeah.
And that's extremely important for this tour. They're putting all this cement on top of it, hoping,
cover up, clean up, not capping,
to hide it.
Yes.
Because the island is gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's beautiful because it's at sea level, and they have a view of the Golden Gate Bridge. And when I went out there, I fell in love with it because it's so gorgeous, and people want to live out there. They're in denial about how toxic it is because TIDA and the Navy are in the business of hiding that.
Well, and also something else you have in your notes that I was looking through, and with the Jon Stewart, it's profit. A lot of that is subsidized, so they're actually getting money from the government to house people there. They're getting paid this housing. Not only is it affordable and diversified, it's subsidized. So the government money, one of the reasons they love it, because they're charging the government to house people there, and that's part of how they're going to fund their redevelopment.
That's how they've been funding the redevelopment.
But they're getting government money to do it.
They're getting government money to do it, but they also, I want you to hear this part of the tour.
Okay.
When the island was decommissioned by the Navy in 1997, Willie Brown decided he wanted to solve San Francisco's perennial homeless problem by sending all the homeless people out there. That's why the population of the island is 3/4 people of color. So what they did really insult the homeless people. A lot of them are on drugs and a lot of them are crazy, okay? But not all of them. I've met some PhDs living out on the street. So they decided they were going to send homeless people out there to live in subsidized housing, run by HUD, at the Catholic Church, and Jon Stewart. I found an article back in the 90s that said directly, and quoted somebody in the government saying, we are going to send these people out there with subsidies for the sole purpose of maintaining the old Navy housing and redeveloping the place. So this was a plan from the time Willie Brown was mayor.
Yes.
They planned this. And what they do is they've used these black people on subsidies, they've used them for their rents, but then if they protest or get out of line, they evict them and they go back to the Tenderloin. And I know personally some of those people. I've kept in touch with them. I'm still in touch with many of them who went through that, of being evicted and then back in the Tenderloin with all kinds of illnesses they developed on the island, and then they had to scramble to get housing and get out of the Tenderloin. And this one woman I know is so brilliant, she managed to send her sick daughter to get a master's degree. I mean, this is brilliant. This is the kind of survivor that they had out there. I talked to her as of 2 days ago. I give directions to the driver. Now, this is where you stay right. This is where you get right and you stay in the right lane.
Okay.
Or we're going to end up in Oakland.
Okay. Make sure I get into it.
Okay, get
The
into the
extreme
right
right lane?
extreme right lane, because when we go through the tunnel, we have to make an immediate right to get onto Yerba Buena Island, to get onto Treasure Island. We decided to keep the Nimitz house until the end because this new thing that Caltrans built is so complicated.
I know. I ended up at the Nimitz house by mistake. I was looking for the park we're going to, so I'm very happy to be going there because I couldn't find it. I went around and around and around.
Believe me, when we first came out here, I used to come on, be able to ride buses, and we were over to the left, and they had an entrance onto the island from the left.
Right.
And then suddenly it was on the right. And I was being driven by somebody, and we didn't know it was on the right. And we did end up in Oakland. I mean, I was horrible.
Sad story.
Not really, because we were going to a Navy meeting and we made it on time.
So it's just that, these stories, it just mirrors Bayview, Hunters Point, like just about point by point. Lennar, Willie Brown, Nancy Pelosi is so involved in that.
But Treasure Island, there are some important differences.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
And I that's what I'm going to try to point out to you guys today. Yeah, in 2009, Nancy Pelosi became the Speaker of the House, and she made it clear at that point she wanted Hunters Point, she wanted the Presidio, and she wanted Treasure Island. Now, this is the causeway that suddenly they shut down, but they're rebuilding it.
When you say Nancy Pelosi wanted those entities, what does that mean?
The land. She wanted the land because of the housing problem. Now, it's coming up really quick. We're going through Yerba Buena Island right now. And so get ready for a right turn right here. So you drive straight up there and no, you don't. You stay down here.
It'd be hard for me to drive through.
Yeah, it would. This is very complicated. And there's a place where there's a blinking light where I have to think especially hard at the blinking light. And I think it's coming up around here. It's here, right here. Yes, stay here. And above us is the
go?
Bristol. See that?
Yeah, do I turn left?
The Bristol. I gotta go straight. Go straight. Go straight. Keep going straight. That's the Bristol. Okay? I want to tell you a funny story about the Bristol. It's not really funny. It's completely racist. Bristol is a city in England which was a center of the slave trade. At the height of the Bristol slave trade from 1700 to 1807, more than 2,000 slave ships carried an estimated 500,000 people from Africa to slavery in the Americas. Wikipedia. Now, considering that Treasure Island is down there, the Bristol is up here, and most of the people living on Treasure Island are people of color, this is like a direct insult. And I'm not sure anybody but me and a Chinese woman who told me about this Lotus Yi Fong.
Yeah.
Remember her?
Oh, yes.
She's the person that told me about this. This is racist that they named it the Bristol. Now, what we're going to try to do, and this is where I got to think. See up there? That's the spire.
Yeah.
That's where we want to go.
See
Okay.
it?
It's really interesting looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So do I turn left
It's
here?
$1 million. Yes, it's $1 million. That thing, that art installation, is $1 million. I was off by $1 million. According to the publication SFist on June 9, 2023, the cost was $2 million. So they're running out of money to do the
Wow, it
redevelopment.
looks like it's right here.
It says no right turn.
Oh.
Do not turn right there. And good thing you can't. Because we want to go up to the Bristol. And we're going to go up there, and then we're going to... I misspoke. Sorry about
Here
that.
we are.
Yeah.
Easy peasy if you know where you're going.
Well, no.
Well, you knew.
Actually, no. I didn't really. We want to get to a lookout because we want to look over Treasure Island, and this ain't it, folks.
Yeah.
No lookout here. You probably should have parked back there.
I'm completely doing whatever you tell me.
Yeah, well, I can't. I'm lost. You're going to have to go back and park in that parking lot. We're going to
Okay.
have to walk up
Okay,
there.
at the first opportunity, I'll turn around.
Okay, take a look at
Yes,
Treasure Island.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
I think you're going to come out where those people were, and you can just go back up again.
Hey, guys, I'm lost now, so do what you will.
It's an interesting point of view here.
It is.
That's the Bay Bridge.
Yep.
That's the Bristol.
So, see, we're back to where we came up.
Oh, thank God they made that happen. Okay.
So I'll make a right turn at the next intersection.
Absolutely. Because Clipper Cove is down there, and we want to be looking over Clipper Cove, and Treasure Island's on Clipper Cove. Actually, we were on that road, so you should go on that road, like straight ahead. Straight over there. Can you do it? I don't...
I'm willing to do it.
Well, do it, please. Please do it, because that's where we want to go.
Forest Road.
And we want to go down there, and we want to go around that road to the right is where we were driving before, because that's the Bristol.
Straight ahead? Or
No.
left?
Yep, go that way.
Into this parking lot?
Oh, is it a parking lot?
Yes,
oh
it
my
is.
God, I just told you wrong. Okay, this is a new place. I haven't been here yet. This is one of the townhomes that they're building up here for people. This is going to cost one hell of a lot of money, and they may be condos.
Yeah. I think, who knows? Yeah, condos or...
Should I make a left turn here?
No, yeah,
There's
yes.
the spire.
No, I don't know.
You can only, it's a one-way street.
Well, you know,
I don't know.
we won't be lost forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but time is of the essence on this trip. We're going to end up at the Nimitz house, I think.
Well, yeah, that's how I got there.
This is going to cut time. It's
Just
going to cut
relax,
right
please
into our
relax.
time. I didn't want to start at the Nimitz house.
I wanted to start the tour at the Spire. But hold on, we're getting there.
Up there, that's the, oh God. That's, what is that? Up there?
I made something for
The
you.
Coast Guard. That's the Coast Guard up there.
I made something for you, Carol.
Oh, okay. What did you make for me? Put it in my hand. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I love you. I do. That's beautiful. This is going to make things a lot easier. Oh, that's brilliant.
I put it on cardboard so we could pass it around. You can keep that.
You did. Oh, that's beautiful. That's one of my series of maps
It is.
Yes,
That's the
it-
one you referred me to this morning.
in the paper. Now, you can't go left. Well, right, so go left. And we're going to try
It
to...
says freeway entrance east.
We do not want to
I'm
get
not
on
gonna-
the
I'm not gonna go
freeway.
on the freeway. I may turn back.
Stay to the left.
Do not go
Stay
on
right
to
here.
the Bay Bridge. We will end up in Oakland.
Yeah.
She's right. Stay left. This architectural marvel is beautiful and confusing. And
This is where we were before.
yeah.
This is how we got off the
Yeah.
freeway.
Should I turn left to go straight?
Left. This is part of it. I never came to Yerba Buena Island or Treasure Island without running a camera because I caught all kinds of things.
It says I can't turn right.
Right.
We've been here before.
Yes.
Yes, we have. And so this time, I think you should park in the parking lot and we should walk up.
Okay.
How far?
Right, that parking right there.
Over
Straight,
here, there's a
park-
pull-out.
Yeah. Park there. Yes. And then we'll walk up that ramp. And we'll walk up that ramp to the right.
Well, this
Okay?
is good. Let's pull over here. It
Wait.
doesn't say no parking.
Okay.
Yes.
We did it.
Keep viewing. The video hasn't ended yet.
And this map, this is beautiful.
Good.
Thank you for this.
We're almost to the end. Go on to part 2 of the Sunday, May 4, 2025 Treasure Island Toxic Tour.